Hello and welcome everybody to a Rectify review. This time we are taking a look at Avalanche Studios and Square Enix's latest open world blow it up first, talk later action franchise, Just Cause 4. Just as in the previous games in the series, you play as Rico Rodriguez, and this time he is back for more grappling hook shenanigans as he tackles the Black Hand in a pretty direct follow-up to the story of Just Cause 3. This time you discover a hidden connection between the Black Hand and Rico's personal past, and set out to stop them from unleashing a weather super machine that will destroy the local rebellion with the power of tornadoes, fire, and blizzards. You know, with all this weather and destruction, it's kind of like a third-person retelling of my SimCity play sessions. As for the story itself, it is about as straightforward as it gets, with very brief cutscenes that generally help keep a brisk pace as to not interfere with the real star of the show, the absolute insane gameplay and tools Rico has to cause chaos with. Just Cause has been around for a long time. It honestly isn't too far off from the Fast and Furious films. They both started off as small ideas that have grown exponentially with each new release. They have never lost their core and instead have maintained their identity while adding more on top and have grown to become a spectacle rivaling any big budget action blockbuster you can throw at them. Everything you know from Just Cause is back. Grapples, wingsuits, really big explosions, the chaos system, and my favorite, the stunt position. They all make a glorious return. This time around, Rico's toolset has grown to an almost Gary's Mod level. Every tool has been developed as if it were a fan mod. Each and every gadget has so much diversity and options, it feels like you're given permission to try and break the core game engine itself. Grapples with boosters, grapples with parachutes, slingshots, and more can all be adjusted and modified to the heart's content. The creativity the toolset gives the player is the best part of Just Cause 4. Almost any way you can imagine blowing something up is possible with the game's tools. It also looks and runs fantastic while doing so. Just Cause 3 caused many problems for me on PC and on console, so I'm glad to say that on the same exact machines, Just Cause 4 has been hands down a much smoother experience. The guns themselves have also seen some adjustments. They all feature secondary fires, which usually amounts to turning every single weapon into some sort of explosive rocket. The feedback on the weapon sounds and the enemy response to getting shot are much better than they have ever been. It actually feels very satisfying to pull off headshots while you're flying around the battlefield. Similar to Sunset Overdrive, there's a little bit of generous auto aim, but that's good because you can't really focus on precise gun aim while you are literally slingshotting past a hurricane. The general moment-to-moment gameplay is powered by the new open battle mechanic. As you cause chaos, you earn enough points to form squads of rebel soldiers. As you gain more squads, you can send them out to push the front on the world map and slowly liberate regions from the Black Hand, and also provide ample supply points for Rico and his allies. Now the war itself is mostly surface level. You aren't recruiting individual members and being tactical about any of these choices. Much can be said about the story itself. It's well told and voiced, but it's not the focal point of this game's motivation. As for the world itself, I think it's much better than 3, but it doesn't have the same diversity and unique locations Just Cause 2 had. You won't find a floating nightclub in the sky or hidden islands way off in the oceans, unfortunately. That is a bit of a bummer because the game's premise since its announcement, the insane weather effects, absolutely hold up to their promise. Tornadoes of fire, huge blizzards, and tons more all happen seamlessly, and despite all of the sheer carnage and physics on screen, the game holds up beautifully. I would have preferred to see these tornadoes rip apart a more interesting environment, is what I kept thinking about as I finished my campaign. I have also seen reports of bugs, but in my play sessions I haven't encountered any of those problems, so I can't really speak on those issues. Like I said previously, this game runs absolutely fantastic and has not crashed or even had frame rate drops despite the action on the screen. Overall, Just Cause 4 is a worthy sequel and improves many of the problems I had with Just Cause 3. A shallow story and a bland open world don't hinder the excitement and insanity the toolset Rico is given to cause damage with. The only real question I have is, when is the co-op coming? This game's open world and gameplay systems are screaming for a friend to hop in and help out with the more elaborate stunts and shenanigans it could cause. Despite the lack of co-op, Just Cause 4 is easily recommended and provides a nice relief from the plodding, slower paced open world games that have become increasingly mundane to play through. Don't miss it. 8.1, that is my Rectify review. Check out the full written one at rectifygaming.com. Have a good one, and see you later, everybody.